Hello, here are the ingredients of our today's dish. We'll be making two separate dishes, dalawang ulam, for today's video. We have, on this side, we'll be making our pork soup. Filipino pork soup, and that side is the ingredient we need for a stir fry paprika based beans, pork and beef. Alright, so we call this dish as nilagang baboy, and in the Philippines we have different variations of nilagang baboy, but this time where I came from, we'll make it as our Ilonggo Nilaga. Okay, so for the first ingredient is the star of the show, which is the pork. We call it baboy, and this one consists of pork belly and pork trotters. Look at that. This is the star of the show. And then I've got here langka, which is the jackfruit. I got it, from the cans. Yeah. And we've got, believe me or not, this is tanglad, lemongrass, and of course we've got some chilies in here. I frozen them, so they're still defrosting, sort of, but that should be okay. And of course I've got chopped onions and garlic. So as what you can see here in the garlic, we have two options, the mince and just the crushed garlic. So the crushed garlic we'll use for the pork soup, and the mince one we'll use for the beef and pork mince. Okay, going over to this side, we've got, of course, the pork and minced beef. And then to just make it a bit healthy, I'm gonna use green beans and chestnut mushrooms. I love my chestnut mushrooms. And of course, as I said earlier, the aromatics, onion and garlic. And of course, we'll be using as well our oil, salt and pepper, and I forgot to mention pork cubes for the soup. Okay, but I'll show it to you later. Okay, so now moving on to our hob, we've got our pot heating up oil for our pork soup, and we've got our wok for our stir fry beans, pork and beef. So oil is heating up. We'll try to cook this together at the same time. Okay, these are very easy recipes, so for sure if you tag along and finish this video, I'm sure that you can make this too. Alright, in with the aromatics, we've got onion and garlic, the crushed garlic on this side, and we've got the minced garlic and onion on this side. And now we've added our meat. This side, the minced meat, and we've added the trotters and the pork belly on this side. This is gonna be very yummy. For this side, I've added some salt and pepper to the dish. Just make it simmer a bit. Same thing on this side. Okay, it's very important that you let the flavor of the aromatics, the garlic and the onion, to mix, to coat the meat, to help with the flavor, because that's what's important. What is food anyway without flavor? Right, so it's cooking nicely, our meat over here, and once it's turned to a more medium brown color, then I'm gonna cover it and let it simmer some more, and then I'm gonna add our mushroom and string beans, and that's it. It's basically done. But anyway, before I do all that, I forgot to mention, of course I forgot something, because this is a realistic video. I'm not here to do some fancy stuff. This is how realistic cooking is for me. Anyway, this is our paprika. I mentioned earlier that this is gonna be a paprika based dish, but I haven't mentioned the paprika. Anyway, this is it. I'm just gonna add it in there, And yeah, let the meat cook and coat all that seasonings and flavors. And yeah, that should be it. Moving on to this side, it's simmering and I can hear the sizzle of the meat of the pork. While it's doing that, I'm also just boiling some water in the kettle. I'm gonna add water in here once that's done, and I'm just gonna let it boil the pork, the trotters, and you know, just make the meat softer and mix everything after, and that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right, look at our minced pork and beef here. I've added the paprika already. It's like a tablespoon of paprika. I don't know, I don't really measure. Honestly, it's not a tablespoon because I've just poured it there and I thought, okay, just enough to cover the meat, and that's fine. See, it's got that nice rich color now. It will add some more depth to the flavor and to the presentation. And the paprika, it's smoked paprika, so it will add you know, a bit of smokiness to the meat, and that's what we want. Yeah, so I'll let it coat some more. Just mix all that together, and then once I feel like it's more ready, then I'll cover it. And once you know all this juice dried up, then I can add the mushroom and beans. And moving on this side of the hob, we've got our pork trotters and pork belly. I've added water, so as what you can see, it didn't really cover all of the meat, so I'm gonna add some more in a bit. And also I'm gonna, once it started boiling, I'm gonna add the lemongrass and the pork cubes. Also, I forgot to mention another thing, that I'm gonna use fish sauce for this one for the seasoning. Okay, so our minced meat in here is nearly ready. I've actually added just a tiny bit of soy sauce, maybe just 1 tablespoon. I don't know how to measure. Anyway, and I've added some more salt and pepper, so you know, you adjust it to your taste. This has dried up a little bit now, so it's now ready for the mushroom. Lovely. So I'm gonna let that simmer for a bit. Turn the heat to low, medium to low. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, sorry, that's it. Oh my gosh, so many bloopers, huh? Just gonna cover that and then wait for it to simmer a bit. Wait for the mushroom to you know, soften, and I'm gonna add the beans, and it's ready. On to our soup, pork soup. It's now, you know, bubbling and boiling, and next part, I'm just removing the scum from the pork trotters. So you don't want that. You want to eat clean, don't you? I don't know if that makes sense, because these are all, but anyway, you know what I mean. There you are. Okay, don't worry about the water because we will add some more water anyway. Okay, but look at that, because it's boiling, you know, and because the trotters have got the bones. Look at the consistency. That is, you know, bone broth. I'm gonna add our 2 stalks of tanglad, lemongrass. This will help with the smell and will add, you know, aroma to the flavor. And also, I'm gonna add the pork cubes. Yeah, so while it's boiling, it will dissolve in there. As well, I'm gonna add this one, fish sauce. So I've added everything I've said earlier: fish sauce, pork cube, and the lemongrass. Now it's time to cover. Okay, and I've added some more water actually. Once it's boiled some more, then I'm gonna add the rest. Back to this side. Chestnut mushroom are cooking nicely. Okay, so it's time for the green beans. I chopped them to small pots, so it's not difficult to eat them. Okay. Okay. After simmering for a minute or two, our minced beef with mushroom and string beans is ready. I've actually sprinkled a bit of this crushed chili on top, just to give a little bit of, you know, different twist flavor, and I already tasted it, and it tastes phenomenal. It's very tasty, guys. And pair it with pasta or white rice. There you go. You have a very you know, quick and easy meal for your family. Oh my gosh, I forgot another thing, guys. So this is the Filipino pork soup, right? So this is bubbling and boiling very nicely done. Yeah, look at that. But I forgot that this is actually a sour-based soup, you know, pork soup. And in the Philippines, back home, well, especially in my part of the country, we use this fruit. Is it fruit or vegetable? I don't know. We call it batuan, and it helps with to bring sourness, to add sourness to the dish or to the soup. And I forgot to say that because that's what makes it distinct to other soup in the Philippines, and that's what makes it why you call it Ilonggo soup, because of the batuan. Because batuan is very common in our part of the country, and we make use of it. But at the moment, of course, I'm here in the UK. I don't have that, so instead of using that, I'm just gonna use this sinigang sa sampalok mix. Yeah, sampalok is another sour fruit in the Philippines that we mix in our dish. So I'm gonna add the whole packet of that, and once the meat is more tender, I'm gonna add the jackfruit, the chilies, botang katumbal, and then tapos na, and then it's all done. Okay, now we have the pork soup here. I've added the sour flavor, the sinigang mix, and from time to time you stir and you check on your meat. And I've got a fork here. I'm just gonna do like that on the meat and check if it's already soft. It's getting there. It's softer, definitely. It's getting there, but I feel a bit of resistance still with the non-fatty bit. So I'm just gonna keep it boiling some more, let the meat soften, and I'm gonna add the jackfruit and the chilies. Alright, meat tender now. I've actually tried the non-fatty bit, and it's very soft. Okay, so now time to put the jackfruit. There you go. And I've adjusted, I've added some more salt and pepper in there. Not too much, just enough. And I've got the chilies. So to give it a little bit of kick, a little bit of spice, I'm just gonna cut this in half. Okay, it doesn't allow me to. Okay, there you go. And in the rest are the small chilies. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And in like that, and another. There you go. There you go. It's all ready. I'm just gonna wait for it to, you know, simmer some more, maybe about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna taste it, and it's done. there you have it. Ilonggo Nilaga. Taste test. We've got our rice, nilagang baboy, pork soup, and our minced meat with mushroom and green beans. So I'm gonna try this one first, see what it tastes like. Get a bit of rice. So tasty. And for that recipe, so easy, it's so affordable. You can definitely try this, guys, and you know, have it for your family. Next one, we'll try our soup. I'm gonna add some more here. I'm gonna get some pork and try the soup first. Wow, lovely. This just transported me back home. Cherries. And can you see that? The pork is very tender. It's almost just, I'm not making too much effort to cut it. Mix it with rice, of course. Or, so you've learned 2 more dishes. And once again, this is Sheeley's Kusina. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and you know what to do.